Another one. If I were to give you a pill that made you 10 times more productive for the rest of your life, would you take it? I think anybody who received this offer would say yes without any hesitation at all. It's weird because we all would like to be more productive, but not all of us go about becoming more productive. But what if I was to tell you the simplest way to become more productive is something you're already familiar with and something that you already know? It's simply knowing exactly what you're going to do and when exactly you're going to do it. It's pretty much like the timetables we had in school. And before you click off the video, just wait. Just hear me out, alright? Let me explain. The reason why you're not productive is because your days don't have enough structure to them. Sure, you might have school or a job that's keeping you occupied throughout the day, and maybe you have like a habit that you do throughout the day sometimes. But outside of those things, can you really say you know what you're doing at a certain point in the day? This applies especially when you're on break from school or work and you have some time off and you're just home all day, and the days just seem to bleed into each other. If I was to ask anyone in this situation what they're doing today at 2 p.m, they either wouldn't know or they'll come up with some, oh yeah, I guess I should be doing this at this point in the day. How can someone like that be productive? This is the reason why you're not as productive as you want to be, or you can't stay productive. Another problem you have is you rely on sporadic motivation to get work done and be productive, but this doesn't work because it's not sustainable. Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, so when you don't have any motivation, you have no drive to be productive, and so you get no work done. So how do we solve a lack of productivity? It helps to have a daily timetable, but if you're anything like me, you're not trying to hear all of that because you had enough trouble with school and timetables and everything. So instead, pick 1 or 2 productive tasks that you have to do or that you want to do. This could be assignment work, working out in the gym, going on a run, reading a book, anything. Set out a time in the day to go and do those tasks, preferably as early as possible. I'll explain why later. As an example, it could be working out tomorrow at 2 p.m. or working on the assignment tomorrow after lunch. By doing this, it gives you this internal pressure and drive to actually get that work done at that point in the day, especially if you set out a time to do it in the day with no distractions and complete focus on the work. In other words, deep work. It gives you this sense of organization, knowing exactly what you're going to do at exactly what time, and it gives you this prideful feeling in yourself knowing that you're actually getting work done and being productive. Now you add other things which are productive, like going on a run at 10 a.m, schoolwork at 1 p.m, after I relax I'll do some reading at 3 p.m, and all of a sudden you're this super productive person that's got a lot of work done in the day. And you look back on the day and you see all the work that you've done and all the progress that you've made, and it gives you that motivation and drive to do it again the next day. It becomes addictive. By doing this every day, you not only become productive, but you stay productive. If you knew me before the last couple months, you would know that I was not a productive person at all, bro. At all, I was not a productive person, bro. I couldn't do any work, no way. I'd constantly procrastinate my work and let it pile up and rely on 3 a.m. motivation to get it done. You know, the assignment is due at midnight and I'm there 5 minutes before it's writing the last bit to code. By all means, I was an academic flop. Bro was not making any academic comebacks at all. When I was in year 7, so around 12 years old, we had this school break, like the summer break you had for like 6 weeks during the holiday, right? We had that, and all I wanted to do was play GTA Heist with the boys, you know, playing GTA, grinding heist and making money, you know, criminal mastermind, bro. I wanted to do all of that. Schoolwork and school, you know, the homework that you get in between years, none of that crossed my mind at all. And I was probably going to wait until like the last night before school starts again before doing the homework. But my dad, seeing that I was going to spend the whole summer holiday playing GTA with the boys instead of doing anything productive, he was like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna happen. So he forced me and my brother to actually write down timetables that had to include reading, doing schoolwork, and house chores as well. And all of those things had to be before we got to play anything, especially GTA. And he made us stick it on our walls in front of our rooms so we saw it every single day and knew what we had to be doing at what point in the day. Back then, being the dumbass kid that I wasn't grateful for what my dad made us do because it got in the way of what I actually wanted to do, which wasn't productive at all. But for a time, that schedule gave my life a bit of structure and organization during the summer break, but I only followed this timetable for about a week because I didn't really see the value in it at the time. So I carried that same mindset of not having a timetable throughout my life and into college. So by the time I entered college, I wanted to get things done and be productive and make money, but I didn't know how to go about it because I wasn't productive. But I would have known how to actually be productive if I actually took in and valued the advice my dad gave me by making my own timetable and following it. I didn't remember this story until I was working on this video. It just made me think and be grateful for my dad for giving me that advice and giving me that idea as a kid. Even though I was stupid and didn't take that advice, it was still very valuable advice, and I wish I had followed it sooner because I'd be much further in my life. Fast forward to today, now I followed that advice and I even have my own timetable as my lock screen. I've kept it as my lock screen for, I think I've had this since the end of November. and it's just helped me because every single day I wake up and I look at my phone, it's like, oh, okay, there's a timetable already, so I can literally just follow it. I'll be honest, I don't follow this timetable every single day 100% like a military guy, because sometimes things come up while I'm just messing around watching Breaking Bad for the second time, and I don't expect you to follow any timetable you might make 100% every single day, which is why I suggested that you pick 1 or 2 productive things that you want to do and just set out a time that you want to do them. It could be even right after this video. Once you start implementing these tips and becoming more productive, your progress in your goals will start skyrocketing to the point where it almost becomes addictive to be productive. It becomes enjoyable to do the work that you're being productive at as well. For me, making these videos and working on them is productive, but I just see it as like a hobby, something that I enjoy doing. So you see, sometimes productive work that seems daunting and challenging actually becomes something that you enjoy doing. Because between junk food and, you know, the productive work that I enjoy doing, I know which one I'd rather be addicted to. You'll also start seeing the benefits of being a more productive person, which are better academic and work success, better mental health and well-being, since your life is more structured and organized now, less stress because you have less work and other things overpiling and starting to overwhelm you, and reduce procrastination since you know what work that you have to do and when you have to get it done. Becoming more productive will put you ahead of your peers and whoever you're competing against, because you're making more progress in your business, your work, your school life, and just life in general. Your progress in those will skyrocket compared to them because you're getting work done in a smarter and more productive way instead of working for the sake of working. Now, earlier in the video I said that it would be more helpful to do your productive task earlier in the day. You see, the willpower that you have to do productive tasks is like a battery. Think of it like the battery on your phone, for example. You only have so much of it, and the more productive tasks that you do, the more that your battery runs out throughout the day slowly. This also applies for non-productive things. Your willpower can run out from those as well. This is the reason why you can spend a whole day playing Fortnite and scrolling on TikTok, but you'll still end up feeling lethargic and tired and have no motivation to do anything by the end. Even though you weren't physically active, you're still draining your willpower. The willpower to be productive is a battery that's recharged through resting and sleeping. Without proper rest and sleep, you don't recharge your willpower, and you have no drive to be productive the next day. This is why people with bad sleep aren't really that productive. The reason why you want to do your productive task earlier in the day is because that's when you have the most willpower to do them. So the work goes much more smoothly and you have more focus. For example, there was an assignment that I had to do last month, and some days that I was writing the assignment, I'd wake up sometimes at like 7, 8 a.m. when I wake up. I'd just start writing it. I compared this to times where sometimes I'd get home from going out and I tried to sit down and do the assignment, but I literally cannot focus. I'm literally looking at the words and I'm writing it down and I'm like, bro, I just shut down the laptop because there's literally no way I can focus, and it's so hard to like actually focus on what I'm doing. That's because my willpower is in low power mode. I was in energy saving mode because literally I had no motivation to do it because my willpower was so low by that point in the day. Personally, I find it much harder to do productive tasks later in the day, but that's just me. I'm not sure if you can relate to that. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9 verses 6. This is a Bible verse, and I think what it means is whoever stays to the commitment of being productive will see the benefits of that productivity much more than the people who are like kind of productive and kind of half-assing it. So if you're going to be productive, make sure you're committed to it and stay productive if you want to see the massive benefits from it, and if you really want to improve your life for the better as well. I hope you found some value in this video and it helps you in your journey of becoming a more productive person. I have a Discord community that you can join. It's through the link in the description. All you need to do is put in your email and your name. I won't spam your email, bro, trust me. Right now the server isn't that active because we only have a few guys in there and some of the guys aren't active, but I want to really create this like Discord community where there's a lot of guys who are also improving their lives and who are also productive and stuff, and just help each other improve in general. So you can be one of like the OG guys. So yeah, just sign up through the link in the description and you'll just get an email with the link to the server. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and also share to someone who might need it. I'd be very grateful. I'll see you in the next video. Learn and take action. Take care, man. Give me a spot.